Good morning, everybody. Morning, all. So, first of all, today we're going to have a lesson on order flow, and we'll also review futures, large caps, small caps, mid caps, and options. Just yesterday, we made an option trading webinar for traders in the room. We have a day trading room at Jtraderco for whoever wants to trade with a precise systematic system. And we develop now our system with trading bots. So we exclusively trade through order flow and our trading bots. Remember to read the disclaimer. All of the financial advice we give is only for educational purpose. So this is not to be considered for your personal investments. So read the disclaimer, and also before trading, remember always that the capital is your risk. So you have to be knowledgeable. You have to know what actually you're risking off. And my suggestion is always to start very small if you're a newbie. Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm gonna start in a couple of minutes. Morning, guys. Morning, gals. Yeah, this morning I'm looking at, first of all, small caps, but it's pretty dry. So we have actually days like yesterday where we have many small caps to trade. So even over here you see a big list of small caps to trade, I only tend to focus on small caps that have high liquidity, so high trading volume for the day, and also that I have at least 30% gap. This morning we had a couple of shots, really shots. One was SXTP, came over here around 250 and then fell all the way down. We had CYN, which came into the level of 220 and then faded. So all these small caps that we're treating are essentially for us both long and short. We like to trade the first part of the move long and just analyzing the price pattern. Okay, so the chart pattern, the price section, and the order flow. What we do also is a little bit of, I would say, investigation, but very, very short, very fast. And for this, we use that to trade. So the app that we created, we have over here in CYN 13 gaps. This is for me like the best stock to follow this morning in small cap land. And 10 times out of 13 faded on day one, means that it closed below the open. Average day time, almost after 2 hours after the open, so around 11:30. So that was the peak of the day. You can read over here the news, okay? But this is the most important part, okay? So check with me. If you go over here, guys and gals, you can see that we have offer risk high. So they actually have dilution. You can see it's high. The frequency with dilute is high, okay? So they have many offering per year, and the cash need is medium, okay? So over here, it's written that they need between 6 and 24 months, okay, before they erase all the cash they have in order to survive. One last thing, warrants are low, but even if they're low, doesn't mean that this cannot dilute, okay? So let's go check now CYN. Over here, you can see that I have Bookmap up. You can put the filters as I have. So I don't really care over here of volume bars too much. Often you will see that I have it, but it's not that important for me. What's important is volume dots. And the heat map, I like to over here have manual around 15. And I generally filter over here this is very liquid. We can filter like 4999. You can see we have less, and if that will be even more liquid, I will filter like almost 10,000 shares, okay, to have the best heat maps. Let's check over here CYN. And now we're gonna look into the most important levels for the stock, okay? So, by the way, team, this is the proper, okay, this is a proper model for the small caps. What we trade over here is on TradingView for our visualization, okay? And you can see where we had actually the short sell this morning into this area over here, 220. And then back over here to the support, which is also fib level 195. Okay, so analyzing what we have this morning a stock with history of offering. Okay, we have dilution on, low cash, or I would say medium cash, not extremely low, but medium. We have overhead resistance. And now key daily levels I'm going to share with you are 220 and 280. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So how I know that we have 220 and 280. These red lines over here are traced automatically as soon as I put the stock on this, okay? In this case, you can see this gray zone up here around 280. We have 277, 282, okay? And it's an area of supply. This means that previously the price stalled into there and then faded. And over here, we have another one around 225. So what I see often on these plays is that they will have a first fail, okay? And then from here, we can have a push. So we have two major plays this morning. One would be looking for a sweep, and that's the reason why I'm using Bookmap. So let me put over here a sweep. So generally the gate, one of the patterns that we can see is that they're going to have a breakdown of the immediate support. So it's going to be like a trap. This is a liquidity trap. And then from there, on the way up, we can long the play. We're going to look for Bookmap over here to show us the liquidity coming in. And when I say liquidity, it means really like visually the dots. And then I push over here to 225. For target, I'm always looking at least for 3R. So if I'm buying around $2, okay, let's say we have a dip over here 190 and it comes back up and risking 10 cents, I want at least 3R, so around 230, okay? Another thing is if you break this to 225, the stock can really have a push to 280. So now the stats tell us, remember, history of this stock on 13 gaps, 10 times, faded and closed red. What does it mean? It means that has a history of giving up the gap that it did. Okay, this is a gap that was based on a catalyst. So long play over here. I'm not going to short weakness. If we're looking for short and the stock will get over here, I'm looking for a stuff move or a stuffy move around 225 to 30 or eventually 270 to 80. two things to say over here. A lot of the traders have seen the plays that we did in the last months, okay? Since last year, we're running the trading bots, and the best way to trade is trading automated. So that leads to have no emotions and not commit any errors. Now, a lot of these, we say, traders, they want something very simple to make money. But I always encourage that you have to know, and even if you have a trading system, or like in this case, a model, you have to know how to trade. It's for really your knowledge to understand how the market moves, to understand the timing, and you never know what can happen, you know, like maybe your system today doesn't work or you have a problem. You have to know how to manage the position. Okay, so always first study the price action, the chart patterns, the order flow, because you need, and I would say implement a risk management, because those are the 4 pillars over here to become a profitable trader. Another thing that I really want to say, and by the way, good morning for everybody came, is that traders, they try to play a rigged game still with a technical analysis that was good only until 2005, 2007. Why? Because you cannot play a new game with old tools. Market right now is simply manipulated by high frequency trading firms. Just this morning I was watching a documentary on Citadel, okay? And all the volume they generate with their supercomputers. And you think that with your little trading view and your breakout and breakdown, you can actually be profitable in the market? No. So one of the reasons why I implement Bookmap into this is because it gives you a better read and a more read in depth than many other tools out there. So it gives an advantage to the retail trader. Okay. The second thing is that you have to analyze the market, and that comes only with really thousands of hours of review, of analysis, because you have to look at those patterns where the big traders, or in this case, the smart money, will actually manipulate the price. And that's the reason why we always look for liquidity pools areas like we had this morning on ES. We always look for those areas where the retail trader is being trapped. And the point on all this is that once you know that, I would say, manipulation type, you're not anymore a prey, in this case of the smart money, but you become instead really a player, okay, able to generate alpha. So in small cap land for now this morning, only CYN. We'll see later on if we're going to have any other gap, but at the moment, I'll be staying with this. I have Bookmap ready. I have the stock ready. I see some questions over here. Yes, so some traders over here. I also have Webull or Robinhood, but remember, those brokers, they're good to trade large caps. They want to allow you to short something like small caps. For that, you need different type of brokers, like Cobra, I think, is one of the best. You can use prop firm like Zintra, and go from there. Not even TradeStation or Interactive Brokers will have, for the majority of the time, these small caps to short. Okay, so that is the first thing. So don't look in TradeStation. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, guys. Don't look on TradeStation if you have bars. It's not gonna be there. Okay, so don't lose your time. Now, regarding over here this morning, NQ. I want to first review the market with you guys and gals. Okay, this is the price section that we're having over here on NQ. Before going into stock trading, future trading, yeah, trade zero is fine, Sabri. Trade zero is fine. Before going into the stock trading, okay, or option trading, we need to first of all analyze the futures and the indexes, because generally these will be the leading guide for what is going to happen in the stock land. So market right now is very reactive to the geopolitical news. As we know, the first big push on crude oil to 120, okay, CL, we review after. Then once Trump tweeted, over here 2 days ago, about that he's gonna reopen very soon that path of formats in the Middle East, okay, so that they will allow the transportation of oil. And other countries, the price of the way went from 120 to around 80 bucks. This morning was around 80, 81 bucks. And the stock market recovered because also, as you know, politics is very influenced and vice versa with the stock market. Okay, so politicians are always afraid on how the stock market will react. And that's the reason why Trump, for example, is, putting out tweets really to make the market recover and give like some source of, I would say, positivity, safeness, and calm the investors. As you know, every single time there's a war, everybody buys gold, inflation goes up, crude oil goes up, at least for a part of the time. Stocks tend to fail. Investors simply won't trade anymore, won't invest anymore in stocks long term. More short sellers in the market. What happens? Market will simply unwind. Okay. So this morning we have a major level of liquidity, which is this 25,200. So you can see that yesterday around 12 o'clock, we had the push over here. This is the major level. And this level over here, it's holding, okay, for more than a week. So the NQ, so Nasdaq over here, cannot break the 25,200. So my plan for the morning is exactly this. We are in the middle of this range, okay? We're in this middle of the range. I'm looking for or a pop into here and a fail, okay? And that will generate what we call a liquidity pool, or you can call like a manipulation trap. And I will short over here, okay? I will short on the fill of 25,200. Otherwise, if the market will open and fill the 24,850 and reclaim, I'm gonna long it. So the two levels, traders, that I'm gonna trade are gonna be short here, okay, or long here. So basically we're looking to trade liquidity, okay, pools. This is gonna be the level that I'm watching over here, and this is gonna be the level that I'm watching over here. The third scenario is fading, so we really start seeing a breakdown, and then I will short pops. Okay, so it seems like this is so complicated, but I can tell you the market will move like this. It's about 20 years I'm trading futures, and around 26 years I'm trading stocks and career warrants. So I've seen this over and over and over. And this for me is the most plausible plan that we can have over here in futures. So NQ plan over here this morning. NQ plan. Okay. One more thing for traders who want to learn more about futures trading and the system that we trade. Okay. As you know, we made a model that over here gives signals directly into TradingView. I suggest you to go watch this video over here. Okay. So go page JTrader and check Futures Trading Masterclass, and you will see a lot of displays that they recur over time with backtested statistics. Okay, so it's going to be very good. You will see certain setup with around 67%, almost 70% win rate in the last 6 years. So this is for what we're looking on NQ. Let's go back 1 second. CYN, still there. Any question, team, on NQ? All right. Okay, perfect. So what are we going to look for today? Let's bring it up. So we said NQ or the Qs, right? We said CYN is small caps. Okay. Pete only CYN. And now we're looking into the large cap land and mid cap land. So we're going to look at Oracle. We're going to look at NBIS. We're going to look at Uber. And these will be the primary stocks based on our scanner. Okay. So we're going to look into these. Now, first of all, why Uber? You're going to tell me, Jay, you never have Uber over here on your check. So one of the 3 essential parameters for our trading scanner to filter the tickers that we're going to trade is essentially a catalyst that forms gap up. Okay. So the news this morning on Uber is this. Amazon, SUS, and Uber will be Robotaxi partners in Las Vegas and other markets. Okay, so the famous Robotaxi. Now you can see that since it was generated, the news over here, the price went from 72.50 until over here 75.50. It stood below this resistance. Okay, and even this is the automated resistances. And now what are we going to look for? So if this fails all the way down, I'm not going to trade anymore. But in case if this starts pushing above 75.60, it's going to be interesting, very interesting. I have Bookmap over here. You can see that this was the news. So it's impossible, to buy over here. First of all, you had spread. Second, it's unlikely you will be watching over here, to buy Uber. So you need to get the scanner. As soon as you put the scanner, you need to check the price. So that I can tell you had around $1.50 of spread came up. So in the pre-market, there was no way, unless you take over here the last 40, 50 cents, to buy over here this push. No major levels of liquidity over here on the ask. So I would say overhead, some support over here into the 70, 71. You can see so many levels of Bookmap. And that tells you that over here, we have traders ready to buy Uber at these prices. For now, nobody wants to chase the 74, 75. So you also can see over here, the Bookmap times in sales is mostly red. What does it mean? We had sellers. One major point, you can see over here, these bubbles that come from another software over here. This bubbles that you see on TradingView This is not order flow. It tracks over here the institutions, and it tells the institutional flow tracker. So it tells over here what the institutions are doing, so the smart money. And we can actually see, really, we found like a glitch, a crack in the market after a couple of years really of working on this project, where they're actually selling or actually buying. Okay, so I'm only interested in this above 75 and 60 team. Okay. Second of the morning, we said Oracle. So why Oracle is one of the stocks that we're watching? Oracle this morning has earnings. Okay, so reported earnings over here, actually after hours. I'm gonna put over here some of the gets upgrade at JP Morgan. Let's see other news. Yeah, some positive news over here. Yeah, so earnings and then positive news. You can see that we're actually gapping up on Oracle. I'm gonna put over here Oracle on Bookmap. Right now I'm gonna take off Amazon. I don't need Amazon over here. So what is gonna be over here the play that I'm actually looking on Oracle? Being that we have a gap up, I'm looking to trade this in the first 30 minutes of the day. 90% of the trades that I take are based in the first 30 minutes. This because the first 30 minutes, they give you a lot of liquidity, a lot of volatility, and you actually have, you know, the big players in the market. If we look generally after 12 o'clock, the market tends to become choppy. So I'm going to make an example of exactly what I'm looking to trade. So Bookmap will be the confirmation for all of our trades, and I'm going to keep it over here next to me. The trade itself is formed by two algorithms. One is this over here, this bubble green. It will tell us the institutional players if they're actually buying or selling. Remember that the bar over here is a 5-minute bar. So in the same time lapse of 5 minutes, we can have more than one big player. If I start seeing this in the 5, the system automated for me will execute on my brokers automated, okay, so automatically. And I'll automatically execute this when the 1 minute or 2 minutes bar is also going to confirm with the same color. Okay, so I'm not waiting the end of the 5-minute candle. I'm going to enter when the 5 is in confirmation with the 1 minute or 2 minutes. The second entry is where you see over here on the over, and exactly prints when it finishes over here the red. The exit is where you see this X. Okay, what I'm looking for a long play. Remember that these long plays over here, okay, can be often stalled into that pre-market high. So, or we have this play simply breaking over here that pre-market high and pushing. So that will be my A+ setup. I would even over here look for 170, okay, so for like 6-7 points. Or B scenario, fail with a liquidity pool trap. In the case we're gonna short, you know, around 165, the system will plot a stop by itself 167. We're gonna look for 155 target. Okay, so this is gonna be the plan on Oracle. I will be screen sharing one thing at a time this morning so that Jtrader can simply analyze with me what's happening. And I'm not going to trade anything that I think that I have doubts. Simply what my model will generate over here for the trades, using then order flow for confirmation. If you want to look for the back testing of all that we say, many of you might know Python. You go over here, user code /bots for small caps, large caps, futures, and you can look on the videos how it works and how it functions, and what has been generating in live account also since end of March 2025. All right, so we have 90 seconds to go. Let's prepare. So the system will generate the entries. I'm trading 2 accounts, large accounts, and 1 small account. The small account is the only one that is not automated. I'm trading that for my baby daughter, I always say, because it's a good way for me to, still trade, pressing buy and sell, and to make something for her. She's like 12 to 20 months, and we will have these plays every single day. So what you see today, or you may not see today, okay, are not plays that we're just trading today, but every single day we have the same plays going over and over based on the backtest system. So we see right now that Oracle is pushing 15 minutes to the gate. NVIDIA, big push right away at the gate. Oracle over here, long play, failed. So you can see that it's generating over here a long play. If we fail 165, there's going to be a short play. You can see that it got to this 168. We also short on NVIDIA. I will explain after. So we also short NVIDIA. Still staying over here, guys. The system is still giving me the long play. It's on a 2-minute chart. So our stop will be 166 over here area. And if we have the stop, we'll like have the reverse play So we have the reverse play over here, short now. Very short on Oracle. The risk is going to be 167. You can see the system change from buyers over here, institutional players, to sellers. 2 minutes is confirming at 50. 1 minute over here is confirming. We also short on that 186 and 40s on NVIDIA. And then it's system over here, regenerated over here long, so careful on that. Always. NVIDIA going good. Oracle over here, we elonged it, so the system relonged it again. Big push. Always. So you can see, gave it a long, fail, and then relonged again. So 2 small cuts, and then a big play over here. So on NVIDIA, we are short on that play. So F50, we get a short over here as soon as the signal appears. Now we're waiting to fail. Oracle, we're long from the dip. Now that was the third entry. Tesla, system generator over here, the long. Again, as soon as the 1 minute over here. So you can see over here, this is 9:30. On this bar, we have the confirmation, okay? System generates over here, the long. Now over here, we're up 5 points. NVIDIA is working good, so nice fail. And now we're still staying on Oracle. Nice push over here. The target is going to be 172 and 50. So for now, we have 4 plays: Tesla, Oracle, NVIDIA, and over here for JTrader, we also have AMD and AMZN. Cannot be on all. So NQ didn't give us a long play because we had over here to wait for this dip. Let's see on ES. Oh, sorry, this is a 1 hour chart. My bad. Oracle still pushing, guys. You can see we came to this liquidity 170, and that doesn't mean sell the entire portion of your play. That tells us somebody over here is selling, okay? But I don't want to simply sell over here, holding my position based on the system. Meanwhile, let's see Tesla. So Tesla, you can see right away push over here. As soon as we see the Tesla, system gives a long confirmation on this bar. Okay, so it's up over here now, 6 points. We're gonna see the trail. Amazon also long play. AMD also over here long play. So the system generated over here in the first bar, the long. Let's go back on Oracle. We need to break this 171, target 172 and 50. We have the first exit over here. If we go down over here to the 1 minute. So the I-50, I'm going to share with you guys what is I-50. I-50 doesn't tell you long or short. I-50 tells where institutions are actually buying or selling. So we had a buy over here and it came to a stop. We had a short over here, came to a break even, then we had a long. And over here, this is our sell system over here, because it tells us we have over here sellers. Over here, this is Tesla, still managing. And then also we have the Yota, that we still have a strong play long. And an Oracle still play long. And AMD still play long. CPLTR this morning, also long play, so market is all bullish. NBIS was the other stock we had this morning for the long. If somebody is in the room, we had this play over here. So the long system was generated over here after the 1 minute at the 107, came to 110, so nice play. Exit half position Oracle. Now we're gonna trail 167.50, second TP 172.50. Tesla, we're gonna trail 407. AMD at 207. NVIDIA came down 1 point, then break even. I'm simply following right here what the model is telling us. So you can see more sellers over here, 170 on Oracle. So the price came, broke the 170, failed over here to push. Now they're trying to go back to the 170 play. There we go, 170 is pushing more. Correct UPT. You wait only for those liquidity areas on NQ and ES and futures. It's coming new eyes over here in Oracle. Oracle, guys, nice move. There we go, new highs. Fantastic session over here. $171, we have some liquidity. Whenever we have this liquidity, don't sell. I'm waiting for our target. So the first target is going to be 172.50. The last target is going to be hard to get over there, 177. There we go. Breakout 171, stay in. We use only the 1 minute for the timing of the entry. And then we continue to hold this. Okay, going to the first target. So this is what happened over here on Oracle the previous days, guys. So we had over here the fail, short over here, another short, then a push to the upside for the earnings. Then over here, the earnings this morning, 166.47. Want to see this still higher. Let's go back on Tesla. So Tesla, we're coming from, this was a short we took on Monday. This was a long yesterday morning. And this is the long over here this morning. So you can see that the first exit we had over here. Now we're gonna wait. So making higher lows, so I'm not really worried about too much on Oracle. Okay, careful on CYN because this is the weak open. Now we can squeeze it above $2. This could be a long. Okay, already came over here on Oracle. You can see the second exit on this over here generated. Now let's move into Tesla. So Oracle is done. We have small cap running up with very low volume, BODI, sorry. Then we have a small cap over here that has a lot of volume, CVGI. You can see that the bot over here gave us a long play right away on this bar, and it's pushing. So from $2 until over here 260s. So holding over here Tesla. Okay, Tesla is dipping, guys. You can see this dip into the VWAP. What I can expect now, the price is going to move to 415s. So we have 410, 411, 412. The volume is still strong. Over here, we had on this bar around 1.3 million. The majority over here, this is buyers. Fantastic long play on this one. So the majority of the dots over here are still green. We still have the long play over here. Let's hold. I missed today this morning NBIS. I had this in a plan. Came perfect over here. Good long play. Okay, it's gonna break over here, 410 above. Futures are still in range, so we're not trading right now futures. ES is moving in 30 points. And NQ over here is moving in 80 points, more or less, from 9 o'clock. So not really any A plus setup. So we have no futures play. What we focus over here are the stocks that were in our watch list. Okay, Tesla approaching for the 411. Breakout over here, more push. Now we want to see that 411 holds and push more. Yeah, buddy, we're going to ride this. Want to see the 415, 417, we're going to have it. Today, a lot of clean moves from coin to Amazon AMD. A lot of clean moves, guys. So pretty good. UPT, I'm looking at, first of all, finding the stocks based on our scanner. So I'm looking for the stocks that are mainly gap up strong with a catalyst, so the system will filter those. Or there are gap down with a bad catalyst. Or we have a tight narrow consolidation on hourly chart. After that, the system automatically plots the supply and demand zones, and also looks for the moment when institutional players are getting into the stock or the ticker that we're trading. And then I'm using order flow for the confirmation of this. There we go. New highs. Okay, teams, we still have over here half our position. Wanna see target over here, Cummins. You can see, traders, this is a tip that I give you. Once you have over here the liquidity, you can spot this liquidity is all green. Stay in the trade. Okay, so you don't see over here any major red bubbles. Okay, that means strong over here liquidity buying. There we go, 415, almost target hit. Yeah, Bookmap, guys, was a perfect combination over here with the system plotting the long play. Uh, yeah, exactly. Come on, there we go. Target. It didn't hit over here for about 20 cents. So on baby small account, getting out entirely. On the automated one, I have to wait the system that tells me exit. NBIS for was this morning that with us in the room still going. NVIDIA this morning gave a short and then a long play. Oracle all out over here. Come on, less attempt on Tesla over here. Let's go back 1 second on Uber. Remember this morning with the plan on this, guys? So the plan was or looking for a dip in long or looking for this level over here short, get to this level and short over here. Yeah, much cleaner, something like Tesla or Oracle, even on Bookmap. Nice move over here. Nice move. Careful team on 415. If we cannot reclaim this, can fail back down. And there we go. Fail 415. You can see a lower high into this, fail down. Right now, the best thing is just to wait over here that the system gives a trail. You can see that we have over here in this fail some sellers of the support for 14 fail on Bookmap. NQ guys, short play. So we have a short on NQ. Coming over here. Gonna explain the reason why. Okay, so liquidity over here. This is the major level that we're watching. Okay, this level over here, this level over here. Remember this morning the plan we did? We get into this level over here, fake out of the 25, 200, 240, fail. Got over here on 25, 180. It failed that level over here. You can see how it failed right away, dump, forming a shooting star. So your short comes over here just below the fail, risk above. Now you're gonna risk over here 25, 170, 180, and then you look for the target over here down to this level. Once we are inside a trading range like this, you're never gonna trade long or short inside this range, because that allows you, that has the negative effect to expose yourself to bigger risk. Instead, you always want to look for at least 3 4 R in this trade minimum for the mirror reversal play. So you're going to look to trade sweeps. So you're going to look to trade once we fake over here these levels and then fail, and again over here. Okay, so look at those levels as main entry patterns for your trading. Let's go back over here to Tesla. I want to see Oracle. Yeah, Oracle, we had a long over here, an exit. More unwind over here on Tesla. You see now how they're diluting. Look at how they're selling strong. If anybody this morning was long on CVIG, we are long over here 930 exactly this point. So when it starts green, it's exactly where you have the long. This is with the IOTA, came up. And over here now, it's printing over here. You will see a red X. If it confirms this bar, that's going to be your entire exit. Multiple R trade over here on this morning Tesla. We had Oracle, one stop, one break even, and then one good win. We're holding over here fib level at 412 and 12. Let's see if we still have buyers over here to reclaim the 415. We don't have the next exit on Tesla, so waiting. Okay, back for 12. Let's go back over here. I want to see NVIDIA. Strong to the upside. Amazon pop and fail. AMD still buyers over here. Feel free traders to ask questions. So what we're doing right now is managing the position that we have on Tesla. So we add the signal over here to enter. The first entry over here from the system was exactly this point. We can put a 2-minute chart so we can see better. That is exactly where the system triggered 40420. That is with the IOTA. I-50 triggered instead at 40406. Okay, so we have two major entries. Two bot over here confirming, Bookmap over here giving dip. You can see small dip right away, push. That was the moment that our system over here, our model gave us the long, Bookmap confirming over here the long play, strong play. And then from there, a nice 11-point move. Now we're gonna hold over here until this is gonna give us the exit. But I'm very curious if we can hold over here the 410 and then push even to 420 and start looking to hold this like for a possible swing. Thank you, Pete. Still some support for 11. Come on, guys. A little bit of patience. Would like to see over here the 420 by today. Starts curling over here. You can see liquidity over here, cupping. No, I don't use CVP or SVP. So traders, because I need to get out today, one of the count automate over here, decent day on Tesla, Oracle, and Amazon. So closing with the 5 figures. We're going to review in the mentoring trading session for who wants to join mentoring in about 50 minutes. In about 50 minutes, guys, mentoring webinar. Okay, so who's part of mentoring? So we're going to review all the plays that we had, the errors. So the first 2 stops on Oracle. Yeah, this is automated. I use it 2 accounts automated. And for traders who are looking to automate an API, let's say on Webull or Robinhood, they don't have the possibility themselves to have an API, but you can make an API like, you know, how you say, with your coder, or if you are coded by yourself, and then connect to the trading bot. Okay, as you know, as for regulation and disclaimer, we cannot give the connection because we don't want to be responsible if something happens to your computer or something like that. But beautiful day. Bookmap play very good. We need stocks like this. So I want to review today 1 second Tesla, why we had this, and this is the key point why we had this play, guys. Okay, so follow me 1 second. Very good. So don't look right now the execution. The execution came over here on one bot and on the second one, but I want to give you the tip why this was a stock that we had in our play, because it had a tight narrow consolidation. Remember what we spoke about? We're looking for gap up plays. We're looking for tight narrow consolidation or gap down plays with a catalyst. And if you see over here this morning, we had this tight narrow consolidation. So we're looking for these plays that they actually have a contraction of the volume over here and then an explosion of the liquidity. And you can see from this zone over here, we went directly into this push up here. Okay, so you will see this pattern over and over and over. For example, you will see it again over here. Remember this play where was that I saw? Display over here. Okay, then you will see display over here again, and this happens in so many stocks or tickers every single day. What we said about this morning on NQ, I think is working pretty good. Remember the plan that I just explained and why I alerted the short. So we have to go on a 50-minute chart. 1 second. Let's put it here, 50-minute chart. Okay, so you can see the push over here above that level fail. We said liquidity trap, and now this is fading all the way down. Okay, you can see over here what we had in plan. So to trade over here, the liquidity trap. So pretty good day. Very happy. Hope that you learn a lot. And if you need help, reach out. Room Jtraderco. You can get our bots and trade with us. Thank you very much, traders, and see you next time. Thank you.